Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And Facebook Friday at the same time.
And Facebook Friday, yeah.
Isn't it wonderful? Lisa's
I'm
here.
back.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back. You
Yeah.
must have had a wonderful holiday over New Year's and Christmas.
I did. It was very, very quiet. I think I left the house twice.
Yeah, that's
in
really
11
smart.
days.
And how many days did you actually get dressed? Those 2 times?
Well, yes, in street clothes, exactly. I mean, I did get out of my PJs. Oh, I guess not, because I wore PJ bottoms and then a sweatshirt. So that's not really,
like, neither one of us did very much at all.
At all.
Which was
No.
really lovely.
That's right.
Wanda's
Yes.
here. Thank you for saying
Good
good
morning,
morning.
Wanda,
And
Jennifer.
McEwen. That's so nice. Looks like Donna Granger's here. Thank you
Good.
from cloudy Berkeley.
And Loretta.
Yes.
Suzanne.
Suzanne Healy, good morning. Good morning. Suzanne Healy, you're just the best moderator ever. Seriously.
Yeah.
You're doing such a wonderful job. We're so happy that you're doing that with us and for all of our people. Thank you, Suzanne. And Pandora's here. Cynthia Tenney, welcome back, Lisa.
Oh, thanks, Cynthia.
Exactly. It's a lot different when Lisa's here.
Yeah.
We get to talk to one
We
another.
do, yes.
And, we kind of have to get a word in edgewise. I tend to do a lot of talking, and then Lisa actually, managed to get some things in.
I do.
Thank you. Yes, we're both smiling. You do have a tiny bit of a cough, and you've had that for some time.
I have
Some allergy, I think, right?
some allergy. At least the sneezing has subsided a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm still sneezing probably half a dozen to a dozen times a day. And
We don't know where these things come from. I mean,
No.
I've got more allergies now. I started coughing
Yeah.
over something that I became allergic to. I have no idea what it is, but
absolutely.
I've now learned that I don't have anything starchy.
Yeah.
And try to keep away from dairy.
Yeah.
So both of those things, and then otherwise, I'm not coughing at
You're
all
not
now.
coughing at all.
Yeah.
And I've only had tea this morning, so it's not from yogurt, which
No,
I
no.
usually have in the day, and that can cause that too. So
Okay, I'm going to say hello to everyone. Sandy Warbitsky, hello, lovely moderator. Dory Davis is now probably, Dobry Vicher, good evening from Prague. Isn't that wonderful? You got a snowfall. How lucky for you. Jennifer says, I'm so glad to see both of our smiling faces, and we'll try and keep smiling.
Yeah, we all try. My eyes are barely open this morning, so
Yeah, she's had a hard week, actually. We were talking about it. Agnes Barone, Mary Widrowitz, Marley Coco, Sandy Denklaus. Lovely. I'm sorry it's gloomy where you are. And Jean Morrison, it's cold. Jennifer McEwen's got 32 degrees. Anyway, we're talking about getting back to work after this. So peaceful.
Yeah, so peaceful.
Like we used to have to do things and go and be with people.
Absolutely.
And guess what? We didn't have to.
This year I didn't go anywhere, so.
And I'm sure many of you have had the same things, right? You get on Zoom or whatever, FaceTime, and then that's it.
Yeah.
We stay home. And so as we're we're not young people needing to get out and meet people to get married to. We've already got ours.
Yes, right, exactly, yes.
So that helps. But I find that coming back to work was a rude awakening.
It was yes. It was,
Lisa came back to work this week, and she came back to work on Monday.
On Monday.
Most people, I gave her a day. I told people that no, we're not going to be open until Tuesday, and I hope nobody bothered you that day. But it was hard because now suddenly we have to work 8 hours a day.
8 hours a day, and I did stitch last night, but that was the first time since Sunday that I stitched.
And Sunday was still the last day of your holiday, right?
It was still the last day of my holidays.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tough when you get used to, staying up late and getting up late and then, slowly having your tea and then, it's time to get creative.
Well, I find it hard too. And even though I'm a morning person and get up at about the same time, doesn't matter whether it's, it's holiday or not, I just get up. And I found still that the sheer quantity of hours that I was busy, again, getting back to work, it really, I'm tired at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Not what we were used to. But we got a lot done this week.
We did.
So much done.
Yes.
It was awesome. I mean, getting back to work is one thing, and that's sort of a personal thing, but We had so many things. You did some more training.
I did.
You did an enormous amount getting ready to do the new design,
Yes.
which I'll just show you the end result
Yeah.
of the new design while we're talking about it. And this is it. And now I've got the beads on, and I don't know if you can see them, but I was waiting and waiting to finish so that I could show you the beads themselves. It all depends on how quickly I go. And of course it's not on the rack anymore, so I can't show it to you that way. But you can see there's beads all throughout now. It's pretty much done, and
Yep.
you're ready to lay it out and put it into a leaflet.
Exactly, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm not answering any emails today. So, announcement. So if you have questions and you've emailed me, I'll get back to you on Monday.
Usually what happens is if I see a bunch of emails on the weekend, I go in and I pretend I'm Lisa and
Yeah,
I answer
you
like,
answer.
oh, that's
Yeah.
Lisa answering. So,
And then, I'll get responses back going, thank you for your quick response. I'm going, quick response? I don't remember this at all.
yes, I get in there sometimes. And poor Lisa sometimes has to catch up.
Yeah.
With, okay, what was this about again?
Yeah, I'm crossing sent. What was said? Okay.
Anyway, we do kind of tag team each other because people are, doing things on the weekends too.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
especially over the holidays, we had lots and lots of those kinds
Yes.
of things. Boy, was
Yeah.
that ever hard to catch up on, eh?
Yeah, it was.
Luckily, I didn't have to do any catching up.
No. That's right, exactly. You just continue on. So.
That's right. But I did a lot of pinch hitting and emails on during the holidays while you weren't there.
Now you know how many I get.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And luckily you get to
now I forward them
delegate.
on to other people.
You get to delegate them.
I do.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know, they don't know everything, but
That's
you can
right.
at least delegate half of your emails.
Exactly, yes.
Agnes Barone, which we already mentioned,
Hello.
and Mary and Marley. So nice to see you all. Sandy and I said hello,
Oh.
but you girls bring sunshine.
Thank you.
That's so sweet. Jean Morrison says it's really cold in Atlanta. That's kind of south, isn't it, Atlanta?
Yeah,
I think it
that would
is.
be Georgia.
Jennifer, my
Yeah.
goodness,
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be in the freezing temperature.
Yeah, 39, 32 degrees. We're not even that cold.
No. Beverly says she's in California. You got here. Great. Elizabeth, you're here. And Linda Bazarski is here. Wonderful. Gail Stetler says, can't believe it's Friday again, but I look forward to seeing you both and taking in and seeing all the projects. We got some for you.
Exactly. I know. I can't believe it's Friday as well.
No,
But-
especially
Yeah.
things have gone
That's
really
right.
fast. That's
Yeah.
right. And I have done a lot of videoing this
You
week.
have, absolutely.
So
Yes.
I'm halfway now, almost halfway through level 5.
Mhm.
And then I'll have level 6 left to do. And
That's
then
great.
those are going to go in our new academy.
Academy.
I'm
Yes.
so happy.
Yeah.
Get all the Beyond Cross Stitch done so that everyone can take classes, especially with the heart hanger.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm working on now. And actually, doing the videos for the heart hanger, I thought it was going to be complicated and difficult, but there's so much everyone's learned already
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
previous classes.
Yeah, because you do it step by step
Yeah.
for the level 5.
Yeah, so I don't have to go right back to the beginning,
Yeah.
except for heart hanger, of course.
Yes.
You have to tell them lots and lots of things in the heart hanger.
Yes, yes, but they should have already taken the first one and the second one.
yeah,
so
they're
that's-
progressive,
They're
right?
progressive, yes.
Yeah, so like right now I'm having to show them how to do a bullion knot poinsettia in one of the level 5.
Absolutely,
And that bullion knot was taught in level 3.
yes.
So I say, well, you've already learned it in level 3, but I'll show you one time, okay?
Yes.
Which is helpful
Yes.
for them.
Yes.
But I don't have to show the entire thing. Deb says, good morning. Kathy Bird, hello from Virginia. Sandy says, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the sampler. Sorry. Yes, we are so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
That's cute. Thank you, Dory, Elizabeth, Cynthia, Jennifer, Kathy, and Pandora. Thank you so much, all of you, for mentioning it. And Suzanne Healy, thank you, thank you. You know, one of the wonderful things about it is it really made me feel, and I told you this before,
Mhm.
like I was just beginning again, because these are the
That's
kinds
right.
of colors
Absolutely.
and lots of white work and specialty stitches that I loved doing when I first got started.
Yes, Yeah, and that's what it reminds me of too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm looking forward to actually getting it laid out, which means the instructions written and diagrammed and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
so I can start stitching it.
Oh,
yeah.
you're ready to stitch it already.
I'm ready to stitch it already.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Well, we had to order for it, and we did that yesterday and the day before.
Yes, orders are still ongoing. There's still a few more to place, but yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have the materials for it as well.
Yeah.
That's what's important too.
Exactly.
Of course. Sandy says, I'm going to put my other projects aside when this Grateful Heart design is available. I love that. It's a beautiful design. Beautiful message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Nice.
Yeah,
I'm so
absolutely.
happy you guys like it because it makes my my heart glad too. Just to look at it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Beautiful new design. You know, you guys actually helped a lot making it. Your encouragement was really, really important. And what's really funny is I've never done this before, shown my design as it's going along.
Mm-hmm.
Not publicly.
Yeah.
Like I would show Lisa and she'd go, really nice.
Yeah.
But you know, how many times can you say that with the same enthusiasm?
Quite often.
Yeah, quite often. But once in a while I think, oh, what will other people think of it?
But I do also say, not quite right.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying I've never done this to share it with so many people.
Yeah.
And it was really kind of scary. I know how it feels, for instance, when
Mm-hmm.
you're doing that. Or when you guys start the new stitch along and
Yeah.
you kind of hesitantly, put a picture up. It's kind of like you're showing what you like. So it's more about you, that feeling that, oh, this is about me. Even though it's not, like it's stitching. But it feels like it's your choices. So hello, if people don't like it, you're still out there. Anyway, so well done for all of you who started the stitch along.
Yes.
Right? And you're going to get to see the new part of the pattern at the end of our little chat.
Yeah.
43 says Jennifer Gowan.
Thanks, Jennifer.
That's wonderful. And Nina says good morning. Kathy Lamp says hello, lady. And I know you meant to put an S there. Oh, there it is. Barbara Lutomorska. I'm so glad you're here. That's great. And hola to Mariangeles Fernandez. Beautiful name. Michelle Luzon is here. Marcy Schmidt. Yeah, we should have like a little sign. Say here, present. Morning. Did I miss the show and tell?
No.
No, except for the pattern.
The new design.
Yeah, you'll have to get back to our replay
Absolutely.
video. I think that's what it's called. So have a look there. And it will also be on YouTube by tomorrow.
Yes.
Because generally the YouTube video you'll find more clear. The Facebook has a way of making our videos much smaller. I don't know if you know this, so you won't see as clear a picture.
Oh, okay.
It has an algorithm that says, okay, this is a very large file by the time you're finished.
Yes.
45 minutes, an hour of talking, that file is big. So they make it much smaller and you don't get nearly the same resolution as you do when we record it. Actually, I record it separately and then it will be on YouTube much clearer. So if you do want to watch a replay, I generally
watch it on YouTube rather than through Facebook.
Yeah, on our Victoria Sampler channel. So there you go, Brenda. It'll be up soon. And replying to Brenda, Thea just showed her new design. Sorry. Maybe I'll show it again in a little while if you're here. Thanks, Mary. Jennifer Gowan says, your new design is one of my favorites of all time. Okay, that's big.
Good.
I think you were right.
Yeah.
I think maybe I should have been a little bit more generous.
I told you. we ordered for it. So we had a discussion, how many should we order? And I said this number and Ted said, oh, no. And so she learned on it.
Okay. So we'll have to reorder next month. We'll reorder next month, and it'll still be in time for the following time, because it's going to take a couple of months to come out.
It is going to take a couple of months, and a few of the vendors say it's going to take a little bit of time to get some of the supplies too. So
I don't know what people are going through, and most of our vendors are in the U.S.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of things going on in the U.S. that we, of course, have no part in, but we understand that things happen. And our suppliers are having some difficulties.
They're having some difficulties because, of course, they get a lot of their supplies from Europe and from Asia, and so things are just taking time.
A little longer. In fact, I think we now order once a month.
We do.
We used to order every 2 months, but we found that if we order once a month, it takes, I think, 3 months now
Yeah.
sometimes before we
Yeah.
actually have the finished
Yeah.
backpack in our
Yeah.
hands. Not everybody's slow,
Yeah.
but some people, some of our
people.
suppliers
Yeah.
are much slower. So
Yeah.
I hope you'll be patient for the materials, and in the meantime, the pattern will come out
Yes.
no matter what.
Yes.
Francesca Coppola says, ciao a tutte. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did I say
Yeah.
that? I think I did. I kind of
Yeah.
became Italian.
You kind of in your Dutch way.
That's so true. Thank you, Carol Lamon. It's nice to see your smiling face, too. I know you're smiling. And cloudy and cold. Okay. Bluebird sky. Bluebird sky. Isn't that lovely?
Nice.
Yeah. It's actually a really nice descriptive word.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jojo. Chris Carver says, hi there from Chile, Missouri. Michelle, Facebook takes out all the wrinkles.
Yeah.
Good point. Good
Thank
point.
goodness for that.
Yeah, maybe we should not mention anything about our channel.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. YouTube will really show it.
They'll put them back in.
That's right.
Hello, Paulette. Nice, cute little thing. Carol says, I didn't see the new design either. Okay, well, I'll show it again. Thank you. Hello, ladies. Fun to see you in 2021. It certainly is, Neela. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Jennifer
Yeah.
says, I didn't see the new design because we're now at 50. It's probably
Yeah.
good that we'll show the new design
Absolutely.
in another 10 or 15 minutes.
That's right. Yeah.
Because everybody's still coming on board.
Yeah.
So thank you for telling us that. I kind of wanted to show it and move on. Hello from Manitoba North, says
Yeah.
Gwen.
How north? Churchill?
I think that's a little farther north, but that could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we need to know.
Yes. Not that I know every little town in Manitoba or anything like that. So, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, Tammy says, howdy, just gone shopping, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Yes,
Well, you're home, at least. So.
that's a change. Jennifer McCune says, do you happen to have an N for needlework design? I was looking through your website and didn't see one. Yes, it is. And I think it's called N is for nurse
N is for nurse.
rather
Yeah.
than for needlework.
Needlework,
But you
yeah.
could change that
Absolutely.
if you wanted to.
Yes.
So the other way that you can put it is alphabet. Put alphabet in the search term.
Mhm.
And if you can't find it, just email Lisa because she's happy to help.
And I'll be back to you on Monday.
She's not answering emails today, so you can email me, okay?
Yeah.
That's just fine. The Pa in Manitoba.
Ah!
I don't think that's as far
Sorry.
north as Churchill.
Yeah, I'm terribly sorry. As I said, I know where, kind of know where Churchill is and,
Anything
else?
anything north of Winnipeg, we're not too
No,
clear on.
no.
Sorry. But that must be cold.
Yeah.
That must be very cold. You're welcome, Jennifer. Okay, so you had some things ready, didn't you?
I did,
Mhm.
yes. And the specially stitch for today is the Spiderweb Rose.
Oh, we have a whole thing.
Yeah. And it's from, we're starting on level 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a free form stitch. It's normally used as a ribbon. Sorry, it's commonly found as a ribbon stitch.
Isn't that amazing
Yeah.
when you talk about things that are like solid and you have to give the facts?
Exactly.
Sometimes you go,
Yeah.
oh my goodness,
Yeah.
what do I say about this
And the funny
anyway?
thing is I've read over this a couple of times, so thinking I better read this so I know what I'm saying.
Well, we're actually working with all ribbon in the next little while.
We are,
And I think
exactly.
there's a lot of people out there that are not that ribbon conscious.
Yes, yes. And
You know?
but ribbon is just as fun to stitch with as it is with metallics or silk or cotton or anything like that. And this is a nice easy stitch to do.
This is the new one that's
This-
coming out
this-
because it's the first one.
That's right. The Spiderweb Rose is a nice easy stitch to do. And not only has it been done with ribbon, you could also do it with just floss or
Mhm.
a braid or something like that. But I'm going to show you this. This is called Christmas Rose, and it is, oh, there we go.
Oh, good.
And I love doing ribbon roses.
The thing
Yeah.
about ribbon is it is a thread like any other thread.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with bringing ribbon into a counted work group of people is that you are all, and I'm the same, we are all really focused on making everything quite perfect.
Yeah.
Quite straight. I don't know, it's all very, like a good tension
Yeah.
and nothing is out of place. The problem with silk ribbon is it's all out of place.
You have to be flexible.
It's like a natural, organic thing
Yes.
amongst a trellis, let's say, of stitches. So what you get is you get a feeling for ribbon work that is not the same as counted work.
Yeah.
It's more like crewel embroidery. It's more like you kind of make the thing as you're making it, rather than counting on the fact that you've counted correctly. So that's the difference, and it's a whole different mindset. What I like about it, though, is that you put those two together.
Absolutely.
And then you have this wonderful combination of both. So when you have silk ribbon, when you're working on silk ribbon, you can be very forgiving with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other things is never, never, never look at it close up and judge it.
Yes.
Because inevitably you'll find something wrong.
That's right. Put it out far away.
And then have it look at it as though it's like, is it a flower? Does it look like a flower? And if it does, you're good.
You're good. Exactly.
I think this one is a really good one to
show. I think so too. And you know, this is good because the base of the woven rose is kind of counted.
It is counted.
Yeah.
So you know where to come up and where to go down.
That's right.
For the star or whatever.
For the base.
Okay.
The star base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So those are counted stitches, and you make that, and then you just do the rose. You'll see it on YouTube.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, there is a great video of it on YouTube.
A great video, because Lisa made it all herself.
I wasn't talking about that one. I was actually talking about the video that's in the Academy.
Oh, that one. Yes, that's good too. Thank you. Anyway, that's great. So do you have any other ideas of how to do it, or what other models?
Thea's used it in a few of the models. Some of the earlier ones, like the Heirloom Birth Sampler, the Summer Dream Sampler, and you've also used it in like frankincense and myrrh, and then of course some of the early ones, like this one here, which is called Peaches and Cream.
Gosh, that's been a while since I did that one.
It's been a while since you've done that. And this one, I should have brought mine in, because I did mine in pinks.
It would have been maybe a bit less light.
Exactly. This one I think has faded over the years, that ribbon.
It seems to have, hasn't it?
Faded.
Yeah.
You've got a frame piece in the other room, and I think the ribbon is slightly darker.
But the same ribbon is on that Summer Dreams one, isn't it?
So look at the difference between the two.
Oh, what's this one called again?
That's called Peaches and Cream.
Peaches and Cream, which is kind of like beige and cream now.
That's right, yeah. And then, of course, Summer Dreams.
Which has the same colored ribbon in it.
Which has the same color ribbon, but look how much peachier it is than it is on the other one.
Yes. So, actually, that one is just yummy.
It is. I love
I look at it and I think, oh, I did such a nice job.
You did.
20 years ago.
At least 20 years ago. It's probably been like 25 now.
I guess. 1998, 99.
No, I started working for you in 97, and it was done before that.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So it's been a while. So good. And you have other models?
I do.
Summer Dreams.
Summer Dreams. This is called the Mystic Needlework Smalls.
So fun to have Lisa show this
off. Then it's a cute little pocket. If you can see that. But it has the ribbon rose there. And then on the back, it has a cute little scene.
And
with
the ribbon rose is at the bottom.
With some stitchers.
I'll help. And this is this new from it.
New.
And as you can tell, the ribbon rose is right in the center. Now, you know that having that ribbon rose there, even though it's not counted, still juxtaposes with the counted stuff so well. That's what I love about it.
Absolutely.
Oh, Mary Woodruff says, welcome back, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you, Mary.
And there's the little needle case.
Exactly, and there's actually two little needle cases for that one.
Which is adorable.
And then you've got the scissor case.
Oh, Elizabeth says, I made that.
Yeah.
You were in the same class with me in Mystic, right, Liz?
And then a cute little scissor fold.
Yeah, exactly. Cynthia says, I have stitched Peaches and Cream, and mine is darker than your pillow. Exactly. Yeah, I think ours has been out for some time.
Exactly. I think it's been faded or in the sunshine or something like that.
Yeah. Dory says the ribbon rose is the only stitch I don't mind doing. The other stitches with silk ribbon, yes, seem to give me so much frustration. And the frustration is in us. It's
That's
not
right.
in the ribbon.
It's not in the ribbon, and it's because we want to make it perfect.
Yeah.
And ribbon, you can't make it perfect. Just like in nature, nothing is ever perfect.
So I guess what it really means is instead of having that satisfying feeling that it's done, you have the semi-satisfied reason of, semi-satisfied reason and emotion that says it's not quite done, but I think I'll leave it because it's about as good as I'm going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll find that when you put it away from you, you'll say, oh, that actually looks really good altogether.
Altogether, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dory, I get it. I had that same feeling when I first started doing silk ribbon. Did you?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. You know, and even now, if I'm doing, you know, Japanese ribbon stitches and I've done a whole bunch and then it gets caught and it pulls, it's like, oh darn, okay, cut it off and start again.
Exactly. You have to take your time.
You have to take your time.
And the other thing is you've got to leave enough ribbon on the top of your fabric so you don't pull it through all the way.
Yeah.
And really, I found that pulling it through gently towards the end, you know, as you're pulling it through,
Absolutely.
you pull it through so gently and then you stop. And you go,
Yeah.
oh, is that enough? No, it's not quite. Okay, and then just a little bit further and then stop. Rather than guessing, because we have this automatic, once we've been stitching for a while, we have an automatic way of our tension in our hand.
Absolutely.
So we've been stitching other stitches that require the same amount of tension with every stitch, and suddenly this tension has to be loose.
Yes.
And that's a weird feeling. It's not finished unless you've pulled it through.
And you don't want to pull ribbon too tightly.
No, not at all. In fact, you don't want to.
You don't want to pull it at all. So
No. So it has to go through only as far as you want it to go through to make it look like a leaf or a flower. So anyway, Dory, we get it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Ada cloth, which I had to order for the stitch along, will not be delivered until mid to late February. I don't blame you for being frustrated. You don't have a scrap that you can maybe stitch along with just doing the January design? I guess not. You want to start the whole thing.
The whole thing.
I hope it goes quickly, and I do want you to know that we're going to be doing a variety of stitches on this stitch along.
Yes.
It's not just cross stitch.
So 8 o'clock might not be the correct fabric for this stitch along.
No, 8 o'clock will limit you, and that doesn't mean that you can't start it on 8 o'clock because you seem to be familiar with it. But Sandra, in Victoria Sampler Designs, I never use 8 o'clock because I don't have the option to easily do the stitches that I want to do. So you'll find there's going to be cut work in this big stitch along. There's going to be, which you don't have to do the cutting, but the stitches are cluster blocks, which are satin stitches. And yes, you can maybe do them, but you'll have to have a very sharp needle to pierce through some of the 8 o'clock material. You can, but it's not as easy, and it probably will be.
And won't give you the same effect.
No, it won't be the same effect. So, Sandra, I really do want to encourage you to see if you can try to learn how to stitch on linen if you don't already know.
Yeah.
There is a Learn to Stitch on Linen little course in the Academy.
Absolutely.
Which you could take if you wanted to, so you could see if you wanted to stitch that way. And if you still don't want to and you still want to work with your 8 o'clock, certainly we'll give you all the help we can here in the group.
Yes.
But there may be some things that will not be included, which you can substitute.
Absolutely.
You know, you can always put something else in its place. Maybe
Yes.
another design from some other designer.
Yeah.
God forbid.
No other designer.
Anyway, there's something for you, Sandra.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning about the 8 o'clock. Donna says S is for Stitcher. Oh, somebody is asking, do you happen to have in?
For needlework.
Yeah.
Needleworker, but it's S for Stitcher.
That we do have.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
exactly.
we do have.
And search for alphabet. I
Yes.
believe that everything comes up with alphabet.
Absolutely. And the alphabets are so much fun to stitch.
Lots of fun.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on. I have stitches and pre. We did that. Welcome back, Lisa.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says she's done it 13 years ago.
13, yeah, I think it was about 13 years ago. Yeah.
Gosh, that's a while ago.
I
too.
know. Time flies, doesn't it?
We had such a nice time at Mystic. Gosh, I love Mystic. In fact, I kind of liked it better than Sturbridge at times because Mystic had such beautiful surroundings. That seaport there, and it was just gorgeous. I loved it.
Probably very similar to Victoria too.
Yeah, similar, but like much older.
Yes.
couple of
Yeah.
100 years older,
Older.
so the
Well,
styles of the houses were different.
Victoria is a very young city, but it's by the sea.
That's right.
So
Yes.
that would be the similarity.
Yeah, that's right. And it also had Mystic Pizza, which
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that Mystic Pizza was the place that I always went first
Oh.
on my day off. Nina says, I struggle with ribbons, so I tend to avoid it. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Avoid it if you want. And don't forget, you can use other threads
Absolutely.
instead of ribbon.
That's right.
And when you are using ribbon, you have to remember just to use it like it's a regular thread.
Yeah.
Just don't pull it all the way through.
Yeah.
Tanya says, beautiful, good morning.
Hi,
Hello, Elaine.
Elaine.
You must have heard us talking about you.
Yeah.
We were talking
be.
about how you learned so much
Yeah.
this week,
Absolutely.
or relearned it.
Relearned. Yeah.
Deb says, ribbon is such a lovely effect. I have always enjoyed playing with it in your designs. I get inspired to do more and never
Yeah.
seem to follow through. Yeah, I don't try to use too much of it, and
Mhm.
particularly lately, I think in the last few years, I've avoided it for you guys that don't like it, but I wish I could use much more of
Yeah.
it. So, get used to it because it's going to come back.
Exactly. Beverly, no, I did not. I did not knit my sweater. I bought this several years ago. I absolutely love it as my cozy sweater. And I do knit though, but I just didn't knit the sweater.
It would be good if you
Yeah.
knitted a sweater, I think. That would be lovely. Elizabeth says, try some even weave linen. Exactly. Kathy says, just takes a deep breath, probably.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that makes a big difference. Good morning, Gail Thalberger. Nice to see you. So, do we have any other models?
We
'Cause
do,
We were
exactly.
talking about silk ribbon.
We
This is
do.
the beginning
Yeah.
of our silk ribbon Facebook Fridays.
Facebook Friday, exactly. Now this is Sweetheart Roses, and this is the violet one, and you can see the roses right there. But this also has hardanger in it too.
Yeah, and the hardanger, of course, is on linen.
Yes, yeah. The whole thing is on linen, but you can do it in the blue violet colors or the rose gold.
Exactly. And then Lisa also brought out this one, which is Happy Hearts.
Yes,
You'll just love this pouchy bag.
I love the bag.
You made such a beautiful, I want you to know that Lisa thought of how to make this, etc. You can do all the panels and stitch them as a sampler, one above the
Absolutely,
other, which
yeah.
is also done and looks gorgeous. But here are the silk ribbon roses again. I'm going to go a little closer this time so that you can actually see the silk ribbon roses. Notice how they're not perfect. Those of you who are perfectionists, remember that they can be not perfect.
Oh, not perfect. That's
Anyway,
right.
this looks really good. It's got a little phrase on it.
Exactly, and I think it also has biscorn new, but it doesn't have any silk ribbon on it.
It says, we thank you, God, for happy hearts, for rain and sunny weather. We thank thee, God, for needlework, and that we are together.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually really good for this year.
Absolutely.
It's actually a really
Definitely.
good phrase. I'm not using it in another sample
I think that's a good idea.
because, It's
I like
suitable.
I like the phrase.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
What about you guys? You think that we could
Yeah.
maybe make that into a sampler instead of a bag?
Mm-hmm.
And this one also has the cutest
That's right.
scissor holder. And there's none on there either. No, there's queen stitches
Yeah,
as
yeah,
flowers
yeah.
on this one. But never mind.
Absolutely.
It's silk ribbon roses that we're doing right now. Good.
And then the last one is, I like this design.
This is like old-fashioned pomander.
Exactly. And it's called Pomander Roses. And as you can see, the panels have different color roses on. Let me just stand it
I
up.
don't know how
a
many
little
panels. Do you remember if it was
bit.
15?
15.
Yeah, it was 15.
15 panels.
And actually, the effect of this, when it's all put together and
Exactly.
studded with these beads, or beaded needles is actually what
Mhm.
they are. It is just gorgeous. And look at the bottom.
Yeah.
There's the same figure in the bottom as well. So the whole thing fits together like a ball.
Yeah.
I love
And
this.
it kind of looks like a soccer ball.
Yeah, it kind of does. Hey, now, don't play soccer with it.
Don't play soccer with it though. The thing is if I did it and my dogs got a hold of it, they
would play soccer with
I
it.
would be sad.
Aw. Deb says, oh lordy, that's gorgeous. I'm not sure which one you thought was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Was it the Pomander Roses or was it
Sweetheart Roses,
Sweetheart
or
Roses.
the a Happy Hearts bag. But that Commander Roses also has a little pin key
Right, in that same shape.
in that same shape and a little scissor fob.
Tiny one.
Tiny one. That's right.
But we had fun doing that one.
We did. I
remember
enjoyed
doing
doing that one.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's all the models I brought out.
Oh, Deb
with-
says it's the ball that she loves.
Oh, okay, the Commander Roses. But
Yes.
you've also, not with ribbon, the gold tassel is a woven rose, but you're using a braid instead of ribbon.
Yeah, there's some thicker
Yeah.
threads that you can use
Mhm.
instead of silk ribbon. If you're not familiar, if you don't like silk ribbon
Yes.
too much or whatever, there's other ways that you
There's
can
other
make
ways.
the
Yeah.
silk ribbon roses. They are just roses
Yes.
that are woven.
Yeah.
On the surface of your fabric.
But the Spiderweb Rose also has, can be called a wheel stitch, a woven wheel stitch. And it's also woven rose stitch.
There you go.
Yeah.
All three different names meaning the same thing. Sandra says she loves the bag and Deb loves the ball.
Oh, good.
Did you know what a pomander is? I don't know if any of you know the history of a pomander. I don't know if it's just in England, but this is what I heard about it, is the history of it, is that people, when there was effluent, if you know what that means, that's like sewer stuff, running down the middle of our streets,
Mhm.
or their streets, what people did is they held a pomander which was filled with herbs close to their noses so they wouldn't have to
Smell
smell
the
stuff.
the stuff in the street.
And
Yes,
then-
that makes perfect sense.
It does, and then gradually it morphed into an actual ball that people would hold and put around their
Their
wrists,
wrist.
so
Yeah.
that they would have it handy when and if a not so nice smell
Yes.
wafted their way, even if they're not walking down the street necessarily. And very often these pomanders would be like oranges stuffed with cloves, which
Mhm,
makes
mhm.
them very pungent.
Yeah.
But gradually they turned into kind of a frippery for when people went to visit. Very high-born people went to visit other high-born people. They would go to their salons and have their pomander ready. And there's lots of history about
Mhm.
pomanders, and I just thought it would be fun to
Yeah.
call it that.
I mean, not that you'd want to carry this on your wrist, you know, that would
Now, this
be,
is a big one.
yeah, that's a big one.
They're usually about this big. I make bullion roses, says Sandra. Is that? Yes, and we're going to find some bullion roses. I think that's coming up in the last part of this year.
Yes.
I love the bag, says Donna Van Boxel. Something different. It is, and it is so useful. You can actually carry this bag around with you, put all your stuff in
Yeah.
there, and put all the stuff in the pockets around the outside. It's well done.
Absolutely.
And Lisa has done instructions in the back of the leaflet
Yeah.
of happy hearts. That's what it's called. And the designs and themselves are fun to stitch. And then you can put it together yourselves with your own fabric.
Absolutely. There's no videos on it though, so
No, but we don't have videos on almost
on-
anything,
yeah.
really.
We just started that early, recently.
Actually, we started making videos for classes,
Yeah.
for in-person classes, like when I went to teach. There was a time when I
Probably
was
within the last 10 years,
10 years.
right? Yeah.
when I first started teaching, we had these, we had the board,
Yeah,
the
the
whiteboard, or a blackboard even. I had chalk at one
Yeah.
point. And I had this great big frame that I would have this great big needle, and I would put the needle through and
Yeah.
show people. And it was impossible. So then I also had to sit in the front of the class and show people, and they had to peer over my shoulders,
Mhm.
which with COVID you couldn't do now.
No, that's right.
But they would pour over my shoulders, and I would feel very nervous,
Yeah.
and only 5 or 6 people could see at one time.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't see it later. So basically, it was like show and tell, all right,
Yeah.
but really hard to see
Yeah.
that far
Yeah.
away. And then I'd do it again and again. And if it was a class of like 20 people, which is the most I ever did then,
Yeah.
those 20 people, how long does that take? 7 times I
Yeah.
had to do that. So I really got tired of it. And I started making videos at some point. I thought, oh, that would be really cool. And boy, did it ever work.
Absolutely. Yeah, it sure
It was
did.
the best ever.
Mhm.
I remember the first time I had a projector and I tried to do it and it didn't work. It didn't work even when I was there. I got nervous
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, it's not working. And then suddenly things started to work in that first class.
Yeah.
And people went, oh.
Absolutely, and you could just replay the video over and
Yes.
over again.
And I did that from then on.
Absolutely.
So we've done many of them, but not this one. Anyway, so that was interesting. 58, thank you, Deb. I heard that about pomander, she says, but I forgot. Thanks for the information. Yeah, it's not terribly factual what I'm saying, but I know that the majority of what I said is true,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a question of who did it, when did they do it, why did they do
Yeah.
it. There's some, I'm sure, inaccuracies in what I said. Norma says, I'm a little late signing on, but it's good to see you. It's good to see you too, Norma. Norma is one of our other moderators. She's wonderful. Kathy says, your teaching video, Kathy, you were one of the people that was there at the original,
Yeah.
I think, weren't you? They were amazingly helpful for me and for our students.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy just said it, that they were so helpful. And I know people would ask, can I please see that video
That's
again?
great. Can I see it over again?
Loretta loves the videos too, and so does Tammy. Thank you so much for that, because it takes time, very
Mhm.
much time actually.
It does actually, yeah.
And sometimes I'd just rather be stitching.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. I know you guys are real stitchers, and you just know what that feels like. You settle down
Yeah.
after your busy day or before, and you just get into this world.
Yeah.
You know what that's
Yeah.
like.
Oh,
What does
yeah.
that feel like to you?
It feels like peace.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Just,
But I also have to have the right mind for it too.
yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, it's not very easy, so
Yes.
we don't do it. But
Yeah.
when you do find a way to relax, that your mind can
Yeah.
accept the idea of
Absolutely.
relaxation, that you don't have to bathe your dogs
Yeah.
or run after your
Mhm.
kids. So what about you guys? When you get into that, what's that called? You can call it the cone.
Yeah, the stitching mode.
Yeah, it's like a whole world. What does that feel like to you? What's an adjective? I'd love to see what you guys think. Because, you know, you all experience it. I wonder what's the biggest feeling that you feel, rather than calling it something like it's a nice time. How do you feel when you're in that mode and you sort of relax into it, and then what happens to your emotions? Do you feel, like Lisa said, peaceful? And I think
Peaceful.
that's a big,
Yeah.
a really good adjective. Hello, Rhonda Polk. It's nice to see you. I find that I'm feeling anxious and stressed. Needleworks makes her calm.
Absolutely.
Another great
Calm.
word. Let's see. Agnes says, I was there for some of the videos and the hiccups too.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding. It's so true. It wasn't so easy. And I remember getting so panicky sometimes. You were very kind. Agnes says, yes, exactly. Peace in your own world. In a bubble. It's our first bubble. In the stitching, a 1. Suzanne, maybe you'll say it again, because I think something got missed in the translation. Hello, ladies. Thanks for all your wonderful tips, tricks, and beautiful patterns. It's a zone of pure pleasure. Oh, I love the way you say that. Isn't that the
That was
truth?
good. Yes.
Even when I'm designing, I get that same feeling. It's a little more frustrating when I have to take stuff out that I don't like.
Yeah.
It's a little less pleasurable, but yeah. Therapeutic,
Mhm.
really good word.
Yeah.
Because it kind of heals you, right?
Absolutely. And content.
Oh, and
Yeah.
content. I'm surrendered.
Serenity.
Oh, love your words.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in my stitching zone.
Yeah.
It's peaceful and creative.
Yeah.
That's it. My husband says that I'm totally in the zone when I stitch. So that seems to be the word of the day, in the zone, in this bubble, in this world. In the creative mode, the world goes away. The other world.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
the
that's
world
right.
of bills and,
Exactly. Yes.
and dishes and
Yeah.
all the,
Housework,
all the
laundry.
cares.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I tend to push those aside and just stitch. So yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the people that are around you, if they give you that space. And I remember one time when I was still with my first husband, and the kids, they were always all around, but I would just stitch through the chaos, and
Yeah.
then I'd still have to get up and do a bunch of stuff. But I remember this one time, Peter came home early, and the kids were there, and 3 of them were at me Where's dinner? Where's my, can't find my sweater. You know, those kinds of questions, right? And I got so mad. I was so interrupted. Like, it's an addiction.
It is,
You know.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
when you get interrupted from an addiction,
Yeah.
you don't like them
No,
very much.
no.
So,
So go away.
so I remember making rules then. If you
Yeah.
see that I'm stitching, give me a little warning, and then I can gradually come out of
Yeah.
the world I'm
The world
into.
I am in, yes, absolutely.
Yes, thank you, Elaine. That
Yeah.
was really good. And Linda says, bringing in paradise.
Yeah.
Linda, love your space. Hi, I just remembered I'll have to read this later. Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, too. We're just bringing up words that describe what it feels like to be in the
A stitching
stitching zone or bubble,
zone. Yeah.
right? I think the zone is something. Stitching makes me happy and relieves any stress, unless I'm working with ribbon.
Yeah.
Well, I can see that. So leave the ribbon to not the bubble, but get out of the bubble first.
That's right. Or when you first get into the bubble, do the ribbon.
Yeah, exactly. Do the hard parts first. Oh, Jennifer Gowns is encompassing. Oh, yes. It surrounds
Yeah.
us, doesn't it? Very therapeutic. Beautiful. Serenity. I think some of the
Yeah.
basic words that are coming from you are giving me this idea of the world itself and how it feels.
Therapeutic. Yeah.
It's serenity, especially with what's going on in the world. It's the only place I can go where I can let everything go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but colors and textures, maybe it's a girl
Mhm.
thing, I don't know, but colors and textures do allow me to get into that world.
Yes.
Whereas, if it was a good book, maybe, but it's the working with it
Mm-hmm.
that allows me to enter into this other world.
And I get that when I'm finishing as well.
Right? You guys?
yeah.
I bet you have more challenges about finishing.
Yeah.
But you do.
Yeah. It's but there again, I also have to be in that right zone.
Yes,
Yeah.
you don't finish unless you are in the zone.
I don't finish unless I'm in the zone because I get bad results. I have to be in that zone. And luckily, I quit over the holidays. I managed to get in the zone.
Yeah,
So
you
that
only
was
had
kinda
2 weeks or
Yeah.
something.
I had 11 days, so
Okay.
it was quite nice. The unfortunate thing is I had a few things on my sewing table. So I had Christmas Eve day off, and I was out walking the dogs, and I fell and hurt my wrist, so I couldn't continue.
Oh.
It took a couple of days for the wrist to not hurt because I was stretching.
I think
something.
like that, I bet.
Yeah.
I don't think that you should be taking the dogs out anymore, okay?
Well, the snow was icy and all that kind of
I
stuff. So
figured,
yeah.
Linda says, I have better conversations while stitching.
Oh,
Gosh, that's new to me.
yeah.
You?
Yeah, new to me, yeah, because I don't talk to anybody, so yeah. While I'm stitching.
No, I find it hard to have a conversation.
I do too.
But
Yeah.
Linda, that's interesting. Maybe if you're stitching without thinking, kind of only following
Mhm.
automatically a chart.
Yeah.
But I'm more engaged with how I'm doing things, probably.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
it's just cross stitch, I could maybe
Absolutely,
see. Oh,
yeah.
I know which one. If it's just like satin stitches
Yes, definitely.
or blanket stitches,
Yeah.
and if you
Yeah.
just keep going and going, then I can
Yeah.
see it for sure. But counting, I don't know.
Because, in classes, I normally do just the easy stuff in classes, so I can talk to,
Participate.
participate
exactly.
and, visit with people and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
If I have to, I'd never do any hard hanger in a class at all.
No.
So, yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
Emma Knott says that
Yeah.
she feels bliss,
Oh.
which is a beautiful word.
Absolutely.
It describes it perfectly.
Yeah.
Pandora says, I feel so good with no stress when I'm in stitching mode.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, you all sort of get the same bubble, so maybe we're all
Mhm.
meeting on a different plane
Mhm.
of existence.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We can feel each other's, peaceful calmness. Yes, I agree with you, Thea. Colors and texture is so true.
Yeah.
Brenda says, calming unless I have to frog.
Yeah.
So true. And by the way, those of you who have not heard about frogging, it just is a reference from years ago when we first started talking about frogging on our chat groups. And I think people said, oh yeah, it's like I have to rip it out, like
Yeah.
rip it.
Rip.
And it sounds like
Frog.
ribbit. And then Mary Woodward says painting with friends. Yes. It's kind of like paint by number if you're going according to a chart.
Absolutely.
And for me, it's
Yeah.
basically just painting. Because there is a chart, but I don't usually go by it.
No, you definitely don't. I can,
You can
clarify
test it
that
out, yeah.
because I started charting. I'm like, that chart is nothing like the model here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay because that's the fun part for me. I also get in the zone when I'm writing instructions too,
Right.
and I find
it's
that
another bubble.
absolutely it's another bubble,
And it's a stitching bubble.
and it's a stitching bubble, and so that's what I
Wow.
plan to today is get into that stitching, the layout bubble.
It's going to be so good
Yes.
because the more that she does that bubble,
Yeah.
the faster we'll get it out.
Absolutely.
Carol says magically creative. Those are fabulous
Yeah.
words. Those are really good words because when you are feeling creative, no matter whose design it is, no matter what, you can still feel the same creativity that anyone can feel while you're actually creating this
Yeah.
beautiful thing
Yeah.
on your linen, right? It doesn't have to be, like I find sometimes I'm doing something that is pre-thought out, like I'll do, and
Absolutely.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is, but if it's hard iron in particular, yes, it's been pre-thought, but I just love doing it.
Yeah. I love the sound of the thread coming through the fabric.
Oh, I never thought about that.
That to me, it's like, I love that sound.
It's a good trigger.
Yeah.
Tammy says, it's amazing how long I can sit on my end of the couch and stitch for a couple hours. Doing laundry, finish making hubby's lunch for the next day, gets put off till midnight. You're the one who doesn't go to bed on time. That's right. Elizabeth says, you need to come to a Stitcher's Hideaway.
Hey,
these
that
days."
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Once we get our COVID out of the way,
Yeah.
we're probably also going to be having another retreat here. And we could go to both.
Yes, that would
Okay.
be fun. Because usually I'm just here. So, and being that I've been alone for a long time working for the company, I've had to stay here to hold down the fort. So,
Yes.
but now with Elaine and Kathleen and Carolyn here, I might be able to have some
You might be able to
time
get away.
to escape,
And then you could
Yeah.
travel
and then I
on
can
a
travel.
plane and
Yeah.
everything.
Which I'm
You
not a
haven't-
good flyer.
You haven't
actually.
done it often
No,
enough.
I
that's
haven't
all.
done it often.
I'll hold your
enough.
hand.
Thank you. Yeah.
Tammy says, sometimes I won't stitch unless my family can be left for a bit. That's
Yeah.
true. Yes, one has to do that. Oh, look
Absolutely.
at Serena's here. That's wonderful. Donna's lovely word is joy.
Joy.
Joy,
Absolutely.
joy, joy. Very
Yeah.
uplifting.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Happy New Year from Quebec. Thank you,
Happy New Year, Catherine.
Catherine Michelle. Often I sit for a few minutes before bedtime. The first thing I know, it's past midnight, and
Yeah.
2 hours have flown by.
That is
So
so
true.
true.
And Sandra loves the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
Just
And
the repetitive
Exactly.
rhythm.
The thread coming through the fabric, the rhythm.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for sharing those thoughts because bringing our consciousness to stitching and remembering and talking about the same feelings that we have. I don't know about you, but I feel all lifted up and want to go and stitch.
Me too. Yeah. That's right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I won't be stitching, but but there's a couple of things to show still.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and the couple of things I want to show.
Okay, she's going
All
to show this, and then
I-
I'm going to show my stitch along thing, and then we're going.
Exactly. We finally got the Easy Glide needles back in stock, and I have to say I absolutely love these needles. They are so nice to stitch with, and so these are back in stock. We've got both the 24 and the 26. I love both of them.
Yeah, and she's really particular about stuff, and
Yes.
when you can get into that zone and have that glidey feeling with
Absolutely.
your needles, it's worth it.
Absolutely.
So when you're
Yeah.
ordering, don't forget to order some of those needles
Some
to
of
go
the-
along with.
Exactly. They're a little more expensive than the other ones, but they are worth it.
Yes, so make sure you keep them in a safe place,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
Because they are a little more expensive, is
Yes.
right. But they're worth every single penny.
They are. Have
Okay.
you tried yours yet?
Yes,
You
they're
did? Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, they are.
And now we're going to see Happy New Year from Quebec. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
She sits for a few minutes, and that's right. I'm just double checking. Oh, AJ
Yeah.
Gordon is here. Happy New Year from
Happy New Year.
PE, from Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
I don't want to go stitch, but I have to finish working
Yeah.
first. Oh, wait, you want to finish stitching. You want to go stitch. Well, we have work to do too.
We do.
But
Exactly.
our work is all about stitching.
Yeah.
So we're
I
kind of-
won't actually get to stitch, but I will look at beautiful colors.
And Elaine says those needles are great with
Yeah.
capital letters.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Loretta O'Neill says, I love those needles. So
Yeah.
it's true, you guys. This is not a joke.
No.
This is not a lie. Get
No.
some of those needles.
Absolutely. Those needles are fabulous.
And we can send them to you in a little package,
Mhm.
like a little, what do you call it, bubble envelope.
Yes.
But if you have them along with your next order, then you'll get them anyway, and they'll come along with the next order. Okay, good. As an American, I need to see you two. I love stitching, and you and Lisa and Thea. Thank you for being here for me. You're welcome, Serena.
You're welcome, Serena.
I know things are not easy in the U.S., and we feel for you all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hope that things will start turning around for you all.
That's right.
Because it actually affects the rest of the world as well.
It does.
Anyway, besides that,
Besides
we
that,
have a stitch along
yes.
part. So there's only 3 parts in this first stitch along, because then you get the last week to catch up, and then we'll start a new stitch along for February. So instead of every 2 months, it's every month.
Every month. You're
I
going
hope
to be busy.
I know. I hope I can catch up to you guys. So this is the next installment, and no, there's no dog. For those of you who thought of it.
But you can put a dog in there.
Yes, you can. Instead of that little white kind of heart-shaped figure and the, well, basically this is the cross stitch inside.
Absolutely.
You can put a little dog. In fact, I tried to fit the dog that's on the upper right of the topper in the dog sampler does fit in there. I had a look, but then you have to put something above him because he's kind of small. But I had a look at the dog sampler just this morning, and I noticed that it's 7 stitches wide, this little house, and I think the dog is only 6 stitches wide.
Oh.
And you could put a little tail to make it fit.
Absolutely.
Anyway, it's the cutest little dog. If you have a dog, you could put that one in, and let's say this is the back still, because I'm not putting the full
chart on it.
design in that. It's going to stay the same. It's only really put in there to give you an idea of where to place it.
Yeah.
But you can actually put that one anywhere you like too. And you know, the next one is going to be, for mine, it's going to be here in this square here. And maybe what we'll do is we'll put letters on them more January on that back chart. So I hope you like it. It looks like, thanks, drum roll. Thank you guys. It's so nice to have that ready for you this morning.
Yes.
And you're going to have a wonderful day
I
laying
am.
out.
But are we going to show the sampler one more time for all the people that joined in at the end?
Sorry.
Yeah. Good thing I remember.
Good thing she has a memory at all. So this is the new sampler that people were talking about at the beginning, and that I showed at the beginning but didn't show until now. This is it. This is the sampler at the top. Start each day with a grateful heart, which I'm hoping that you will all do. And this design has now got the beads on it, so you should be able to see the beads as I pull it through. And you'll see beads in amongst the heart hanger as well. So I finished doing the heart hanger, I think, last time, and now I finished the beads. And now you won't see it again until it's released.
Yep.
We have to make sure that we get it framed too, because I think this deserves a frame.
It deserves a beautiful frame.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
sweetie.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best. Oh, Jennifer says, I can't wait to buy that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And really, your support means you have no idea how much your support has meant. Being here on Stitch Along Friday, Facebook Friday, that's a great way to call it.
Stitch Along Friday?
Yeah.
I like Stitch Along Friday.
What happens if Facebook disappears and we have to make a whole new group?
Yeah.
We could still call it Stitch Along Friday.
Stitch Along Friday.
Because that's what we're doing, that's for sure. Anyway, thank you for your lovely compliments, and have a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
And you have a wonderful weekend.
I shall.
And I think we're all going to have a wonderful weekend, it sounds like. So we'll see you next week.
Yep.
And
bye for now.
Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.